Hello, everyone. As you can tell, I've got the residual effects of being in a parade at night when you already have a cold. I think we have a case today that's very, very interesting and very shocking to me. But before I actually start giving you my comments, let's watch this fight. And Mom brought this daughter to the fight. The one in the orange was the one that was brought to the fight. The one screaming is the mother, encouraging and telling her how to fight. That's the victim on the ground there. She's stomping her in the head. A neighbor actually tries to stop the fight right here. That's the mother, the one in the black coat. And she tells her to start fighting again. You know, I've got to tell you that Giselle Felix, who's 36 years of age, brought her daughter, put her in the car, and waited for the victim to get off the school bus. She zooms up to the scene, tells her daughter to get out and beat up this girl, and brings someone to video it. This all started because apparently her daughter didn't get invited to a party that the victim was having, and she arrived anyway, and they asked her to leave because she wasn't invited to the party. And then they got to trash talking each other on Facebook or Instagram or tweeting it, or they had a social media fight. And that's when Giselle tells her daughter, well, we'll just go beat her up. So she brings her daughter and someone to video it, and she gets out and encourages it, causes the fight to occur. A neighbor lady tries to stop the fight, and she argues with the neighbor lady and then tells her daughter how to punch and beat the victim up. This is a parent. I want to say, Giselle, what are you thinking, girl? Are you just nuts? You know, this turns out being relatively minor charges for your daughter. But if one of those stomps had caused her to die, you and your daughter would be looking at felony murder charges right now. You're supposed to be the adult. You're supposed to be the mother. If you had problems, you should have gone to the other girl's mother and you all worked it out without a street fight. You know, what's interesting to me is she had no regard for this young lady just walking down the street trying to go home. You know, we're better than that as a society. That is absolutely unequivocally unacceptable. And that's why Giselle is locked up in the county jail. Her daughter's criminally charged with battery. And at the end of the day, you can be sure of one thing. If that's not horrific enough, then you take a video. So what are you going to do with the video? You will wrap it up and give it to your daughter with a set of boxing gloves for Christmas? Are you kidding me? How horrible can it be? This is not how we raise a peaceful, respectful people in society. So at the end of the day, she's in jail. She should have gone to jail. And if she doesn't learn her lesson, she'll go back to jail. But she's fortunate today as well because that victim was not significantly hurt, or she would have been looking at some big league criminal charges that would have sent her to prison for a long time. Are there any questions?
The person who shot the video, does she not become an accessory? So when you see something like this happening, shouldn't we be the good Samaritan to jump in?
Well, let me tell you, the neighbors did jump in and try to stop the fight and ended up in an argument with the lady, and that ended up with round 2 of the fight, and ultimately it stopped. The person who shot the video was a friend of hers. I mean, she brought the lady to shoot the video. What kind of nuts is that? At the end of the day, here's the message. If we could have legally arrested the videographer, we'd have done that too. However, there is no law against being a videographer standing in a place where you have the right to be and taking photographs.
Sheriff, do we know what school these children?
I'm not sure. We'll get the school for you. I believe it was out in the Poinciana area. But at the end of the day, be the adult in the event and go to the other child's mom if there's any issues to be settled, and settle them as adults. But once again, it started over, you didn't invite me to the party, I showed up at the party, you ran me off from the party, and then they started doing this on social media. And then mom said, well, I'll just take you down there. Normally the girls all right rode the bus, but mom put her in the car along with the videographer and zoomed down on top of her whenever she got off of when our victim got off of the bus. Well, she's now zoomed down to the county jail where we arrested her.
Is she still there?
I don't know if she's posted bond or not. Any questions? Any other questions?
To be that aggressive and to be that antisocial to coach your kid to kick the butt of the other, I have to ask, does this woman have any background? She doesn't seem like she's probably purebred.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I'm just shocked. I mean, moms are not supposed to do that. And you know the interesting part about all of this is that what if it had gone bad? What if her daughter had been hurt? What if the victim had been hurt? I mean, she's just lucky it didn't get really, really bad. And when you watch the entire fight video, had the victim prepped herself, had her dreads, all wrapped up, that fight could have gone the other way. And how would mom felt about that? Oh, I brought my daughter here to get beat up. There's no good outcome to any of that. No good outcome. No matter who gets beat up, that's not the way you solve problems in today's society.
Sheriff, did this mom attack any of the other people out there?
She didn't, but she got in an argument with one of them, with a lady. She got in an argument with a lady that tried to stop the fight. And actually, they had them broke up for a few seconds. And then mom jumped right back in, and you could see her jump back in and direct her daughter to fight again. And on top of all of that, of course, we've redacted this thing. I don't know if it's on social media. I heard it was on Snapchat, but they ended up with clothes ripped off. So there you go. Now you got your kid on social media without her top on. At 16 or 17 years old, whatever the age of the kids were. That's a bad thing too. I mean, you just want to go, what are you doing? What are you doing? There you go. Merry Christmas.
For bragging rights?
I don't know what the video was for. I can tell you, people have gone nuts over this social media stuff. Absolutely nuts. And an argument on the social media ends up a street fight where mom brings the kid there. That's just crazy. Just crazy. It is crazy. And once again, I guess it ended like mom wanted, They had a scuffle in the street, but they're just blessed that somebody didn't get seriously hurt when she starts stomping her head on the pavement.
Could there be more charges?
The investigation always is ongoing and open for other charges, but this is what we see as appropriate charges at this time. It's pretty straightforward. It is what it is. And ladies, don't ever, when you have kids, don't take them to the street to fight with the neighbors. It's not a good thing. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful Friday. I hope I have more voice when we talk next week. I'm sure we will, because craziness abounds. And we'll tell you about it, and you all will report on it. What a world we live in. See you later.
The